So today we're going to do all about plotting points. Now what you see over here is called a Cartesian plane or coordinate plane. Okay, so this would be our Cartesian plane or coordinate plane. All right, so this is where we plot the points that we find. The last lesson, we spoke about finding x's and y's and then making coordinates. So just to refresh your memories, we said we write coordinates in the form of input, semicolon, output, right? So you have brackets, input, your semicolon, your output, and that is how you know where to plot your points. Now, when we have, let me have a test coordinate here, 2 and 4. Based on what I just wrote now, is our let me speak about coordinate plane first. Coordinate plane. So we have an x-axis and your y-axis. So going vertically, vertical means up, down, okay? We have our y-axis, that's what we call it, okay? And horizontally, we have your x-axis. Okay, I'm gonna do that. We have your x-axis. Now, if you look on your Cartesian plane, we have numbers. Right in the middle, we have 0. That is our point of reference. It's called the origin, okay? That is the origin of our Cartesian plane. Going up for your y-axis, we have positive numbers. And going down for your y-axis, we have our negative numbers. It's clear on the Cartesian plane, but you need to know this in case you need to draw your own Cartesian plane. So if you look from 0 going up, you have a positive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you're going down, you have negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. These are basically just number lines, right? It's just that the y-axis is a vertical number line and the x-axis is a horizontal number line. It's okay, Buntle, welcome. You didn't miss much. Okay, so then similarly with your x, going from 0 to the right would be your positive numbers, and going from 0 to the left would be your negative numbers. So this is important to know where to plot your point. Now, if you have this points that I just made up here, 2 and 4, since my x-axis, okay, if my pen would cooperate, that would be lovely. Since my x-axis is the one that, my x-point coordinate is the one that comes first, it means you're going to look for 2 on the x-axis. There is 2 over there, right? And you're going to look for 4 on the y-axis. The y-axis, remember, is the one going up to down, and there it is over there. Now, you're going to plot the point where this 3 meet. No, this is term 2 work, Andrea. Okay, you're going to plot this where they meet. So you're going to draw a line across 4, and then you're going to draw a line over 2. They meet over there, and that will be your point. I'm going to name it A. Do we see how we plot points? Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you understood all that I have just said now. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Okay, I see the thumbs up in the reactions. Thank you very much. Okay, if you have a thumbs down, ask me a specific question so we can pick it up from where we lost you. Okay, so far it looks like everybody knows. So I'm going to do another example. Let us plot the point B, which is going to be -1 and 2. So tell me, do I look for -1 on my x-axis or my y-axis? Where do I look for -1? Do I look for it on my x or y-axis? Buntle, raise your hand and ask a specific question. Your x-axis. So let's look for -1. Okay, is it on the left of my 0 or on the right of my 0? It's a -1, so is it on the left or right? It's on the left. It's on the left of my 0. There's my -1 over there. Great. So then we're going to look for 2 on the y-axis, which is over there. Now, let's go check where they meet. Maybe I should use a different color pen. Let's use green, right? Here's my dotted line across 2, just helping me see. And here's my dotted line across 1. And these two meet over there. That would be my B point. Okay, is Bontle's hand up yet? No. We're plotting points. No, Kubonga. Okay, I think so far we sort of understand what's going on. All right. I'm gonna let you guys take a screenshot of this while I take Bontle's question. Okay, screenshot of coordinates or Cartesian plane, how it works, what everything is called, and where to go to look for positive and negative numbers. Okay, Bontle.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, where did I lose you?
Ma'am, I just don't understand everything, ma'am.
Oh, you can't say that, Bontle. Do you understand coordinates? We did this in the last lesson.
I think I remember, ma'am.
See, so it's not everything. You need to tell me exactly what. That's okay. If you haven't done this, guys, you'll just do it next term. So you'll watch this video when you're doing it. Okay, let's hear Bontle.
So, ma'am, like I don't understand what's happening with the number line, ma'am. Like the X and the Y part also, ma'am.
Okay, this is a Cartesian plane, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
The X is the horizontal number line. So the one that goes from left to right, that's the horizontal one. And your Y is your vertical number line. Okay?
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
So do you remember when we were writing coordinates, we said the first number is always your X coordinate and the second one is always your Y. Do you remember that?
Yes, ma'am.
So then if you wrote -1 first, it means go look for -1 on the X axis because the first number is always X. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
So we went there and we looked for -1 and there it is over there. Do you see it?
Yes, ma'am.
Then we have to go look for 2 on the y-axis. So then we went to go look for 2 and there it is over there. You see it? Yes? Is Bontle still here?
Ma'am? Yes, ma'am.
There we go. Okay, so now you have to plot the point where they meet. Where -1 and 2 meet, that's where your point is going to be. Now you can either take your 2 fingers and go up and sideways until they meet, or you can draw a dotted line across 2, which is what I did there. Do you see it?
Yes, ma'am.
And a dotted line across 1, and there where they meet is the point B.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I understand.
There we go. Okay, guys, if you haven't done this, panic not, you will do it. It is part of your syllabus, okay? Just listen carefully and try to understand so that when you do it at school, then you sort of already have a solid background and you do well. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about finding points. I just showed you guys how we plot points, but now I'm gonna ask you for the coordinates of A, B, C, D, and E. Okay, so Ntabi Singh's hand is already up. Let's see if Ntabi Singh has a question or wants to help me do one of these. Ntabi Singh?
I wanted to answer.
Wonderful, let's answer. Which one are you doing?
B.
B.
Yeah.
Okay, B. What are my coordinates for B?
B is y-axis 2.
Remember, we always start with X and then Y. So tell me the X value and then the Y value.
So, -3.
And
2 on the
Beautiful.
y-axis.
Thank you, Intensing. So now I'm going to explain how Intensing so lovely got this coordinate. So now we're going to start from the actual coordinate, right? We want to draw a line until we touch the x-axis, and we have touched it at -3, which is why my x coordinate has to be -3. Then you go back and you draw a line across until you touch the y-axis. We've touched it at 2, which is why my y coordinate is +2. Do we see that? Okay, I see more people have even answered in the chat, which is brilliant. Nosipo? Nosipo? Remember to write my coordinates properly, guys. I will not accept them. It has to be open bracket, x coordinate, semicolon, not a comma. So no commas, no colons, no full stops, and no spaces. You have to write my semicolon, and then your y coordinate, and you close your brackets. No sipo? There's no sipo there. Okay, Narisha.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
I would like to do C, please.
Hi, ma'am.
Okay, wait. There's 2 people talking now. Wait, no sipo. Yes, Narisha. C.
So C's coordinates is open bracket, -2, semicolon, -4, closed bracket.
Beautiful. I'm glad you're talking about all the aspects of my coordinates. Beautiful. Okay, thank you, Narisha. I'm going back to Nosipo. Hi, Nosipo.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
I want to do it's A with you.
A. Okay, let's do A.
So we're gonna say open brackets, our x-axis, which is 3, semicolon, our y-axis, which is 4, close brackets.
Beautiful. Thank you, Nosipo.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Chief, let's see what Chief has to say.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
I would like to do D, ma'am.
D. Okay, let's hear.
So it would be open bracket 6, semi-comma, and -3, close brackets.
3, close bracket. Thank you very much, Chief. That is correct. And let's hear if we're going to have someone to do E for us. Fatima, do you want to do E?
Hi, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I would like to do E.
Let's
So
hear.
it's 0, ma'am.
Yes, it is. Beautiful. I didn't catch you out. Thank you, Fatima. That was brilliant. Okay, guys. So we have hang of plotting points and finding points on the Cartesian plane. Now, we're going to talk about how this is going to help us draw graphs, okay? For those of you who are going to ask, in grade 9, we only do straight line graphs for now, okay? You'll start doing more complicated graphs later on in life. But let's go from having a formula, filling in my table, plotting the points, and drawing the graph. That's the point of today's lesson, okay? So now we have the formula y is equal to 5 minus x, okay? Now I'm going to tell you guys what the output is for the first one. It's going to be 5 minus -3, which gives me 5 plus 3, which is 8. Done the first one. I need people to do the others with me. Oh, Balisa wants to screenshot. Sorry, Balisa. Let me go back for a few seconds. Let you guys screenshots. There we go. Here we go. Giving you a few seconds. Excuse me, I'm still a little bit sick. Okay. I hope Alice is done. Yes. There we go. All right, so that's my first output. Tell me, guys, what is my second output? We are on the table now. We're doing the table now. What is my second output? Palesa, yes.
So, ma'am, we're going to say 5 minus negative 2,
Mhm.
which gives us 7.
Yes, 7. Because this negatives becomes a
Positive.
positive.
So we must say 5 plus 2.
There we go. Thank you very much,
Welcome, ma'am.
Palesa. Okay, let's hear Nosipo. Nosipo.
Ma'am, hi. We're gonna have 5 minus negative 1, which will give us positive 6.
There we go. Thank you very much. Okay, let's hear next. Gabby. Oh, I lowered Gabby's hand by mistake. There we go, Gabby.
Hi, ma'am. For 0, we're going to have 5 minus 0, which would be 5.
There we go. Thank you very much, Gabby.
Pleasure, ma'am.
Let's hear Chief. You're going to do the next one with me.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
So you would say 5, wait, minus 5 plus 2?
5 minus?
2.
We're over here. So what are we substituting in X?
The 2.
The 1. We still have to do 1.
Oh, 1. Oh, sorry,
Okay.
ma'am.
So it's 5 minus 1, and it's the answer.
It gives me 4, ma'am.
Oh, thank you very much, Chief. Okay, let's hear what Sia has to say. Sia?
Hello, ma'am. It's 5 minus open bracket 2 close brackets equals to 5 minus 2, which the answer would be 3.
Thank you. And then the last one, we have 5 minus 3, and my answer is 2. Okay, now let me fill these in. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2. Okay, so now we have to get coordinates from these points that we have filled in. Okay, so I'm going to write down the coordinates of the first one. If the input, which is the x, is -3, then my y coordinate is 8, your output. So tell me, what are the coordinates of the rest of them? Give me the coordinates of the rest of them in the chat. Oh, someone raised their hand. They want to do it with me. Balisa.
So, ma'am, the first coordinate will be -3 is to 8.
Second one.
-2 is to 7.
Next one.
-1 is to 6.
Next.
0 is to 5. 1 is to 4. 2 is to 3. And 3 is to 2.
Beautiful. Thanks for helping me, Balisa. That was nice. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, so now we have our coordinates, right? We just learned how to plot coordinates, so let us go and plot them. All right, this is, again, your Cartesian plane. In this case, we didn't draw the negative part of the y because we don't need it. Okay, if you look at your y coordinates, they are all positive. Okay, so you do not need to draw the negative part of the y. Okay, let's plot our points. The first one is -3 and 8. So I'm going to go to -3, which is over there, and go up until I get to 8, and that is point number 1. Okay. Then my second point is -2 and 7. So I'm going to go to -2 on my x-axis. Okay, that's there. And plotted where it meets with 7. All right, I hope everyone is still with me. Then I'm going to go to -1 and 6. So -1 up to where it meets with 6. There we go. Then the next one I believe is 0 and 5. Yes. Then it's 1 and 4. 2 and 3, and 3 and 2. Do you guys notice anything about these dots that I have drawn? Anybody notice anything about the points that I have just plotted? Oguhle, let's hear what Oguhle says. Yes, Oguhle.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
Ma'am, it's from a line.
There's a straight line. Thank you very much, guys. And now you guys are not going to judge me because I can't draw a straight line on this thing. You're just going to have to take what I gave you. Okay, let's see. Yo, of course it's going to go sideways. Literally and figuratively. Nope. Nope. Okay, we're going to have to try again. Give me 2 seconds to try this again, guys. Whew. There we go. Not really, but meh. Okay, obviously, when you're doing this in your book, you're going to use a ruler. Okay. It is a linear graph, guys. It's a linear graph. It is actually decreasing, but it is a linear graph. The ruler is very complicated. I tried to use it, but I don't know what's going on with the ruler. Like, then what? Now it's there. I don't know what to do. Am I supposed to spin it or yeah, I'm done. Okay, guys. So obviously when you draw this, you will have a ruler and you will be able to do this as a straight line. How do we feel about plotting graphs from an equation? Oh, I have a question. Nape? Nape?
Hi. Hi.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm well, thanks, and you?
I'm great. I'm new to the class, so I currently don't understand what the topic is about. Like, I don't understand. I don't see what's going on.
We are doing functions and relationships, okay?
Yes.
Today is the first time we do it, so try to listen carefully and you should be able to catch up. We're going to do many more of these examples now.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right. Fatima, what's your question?
Ma'am, my question was, okay, ma'am, how much is this gonna get in the exam? Like they give you the formula, the table, and the Cartesian plane all together. How much
A lot
is
of
it?
marks. It could be around 10 marks. Just the graph is a lot of marks because they're going to give you it has to be the right shape. So it has to be a straight line graph. They're going to give you for plotting your points correctly. They're going to give you for substituting correctly, writing your coordinates correctly. See, it's a lot of marks, like they're adding up. So if you get this in the bag, girl, you're going to bag those marks, okay?
You bang.
Yes.
Okay, ma'am. And my second question was, what happens if it's not straight? If it's not straight, your answer is wrong, right?
If it's not straight, you might have substituted wrong. Okay, if it's not straight, you might have substituted wrong. So yes, you have to put your ruler on it and it has to hit all of the points. Do you see how straight my points are? Like if there's one that's off, you might have substituted wrong. So I would recommend you go back and check.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Guys, please, I recommend you do the quiz after the lesson. Okay. Well done, Neo, but next time, please try and wait until after the lesson. Someone asked for a screenshot. Ludwig, let me zoom out for you. Okay, so it's a nice screenshot and everything's on one page. Let me zoom out for Ludwig so that whoever else wants to screenshot can do it as well. Yes, I think that's enough. Okay, let me give you guys a few seconds to screenshot that. No, it's okay. Just sometimes we cover very important in the last lesson. Mila, do you have a question? Mila? No. Talita? Okay, Mila is unmuted. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, never mind. Okay, I hope that was helpful. The screenshot. Let us do another one. Okay, so this is generally how you're going to get it in a test. If they say to you, plot this graph. So we have our formula over there on the layer, on the top, excuse me. Y is equal to 3x minus 1. They told you which inputs you need to use if they give you a table. So you can't just use your own random inputs, all right? You have to look what they gave you in the table and substitute. Now give me my outputs for -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. Let's hear. What are my outputs for -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2? Chief is already ready for me. Let's hear, Chief.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
For -2, you would get, won't you get 5?
-1. So this is going to be, no, you won't, because negative and a positive give you what?
A negative.
A -6 minus 1. We're still moving to, oh, you can actually use this to count as well. So -5, if you have -6, you're moving that way 1. How much is that?
Wouldn't that be 7?
-7.
-7, sorry.
Here we go. Okay, thank you very much, Chief. We have our first coordinates. Let's hear what Tammy has to say. Tammy, I haven't heard your voice today.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
Ma'am, okay, I'd like to do the next one with you.
Let's hear.
Okay, ma'am, so you're going to say y is equals to 3x minus 1, and we're going to say 3 times -1 is going to give us -3, minus 1 is -4.
Thank you very much, Tammy.
Pleasure, ma'am.
Okay, Palisa. Palisa's on
Ma'am,
flight. Yes.
we're gonna say 3 times 0, which it can't be.
It can. What's anything times 0?
Oh, ma'am, it's 0. Sorry, it's 0.
Yeah.
So we're
Then
gonna say
subtract 1.
0 plus 1, or mean minus.
-1.
It is -1.
Beautiful, Palisa. Thank you very much. Okay, let's see what Sia has to say. Sia?
Yes, ma'am. Is so 3 times 1 will equal to 3. Then if you minus 1, it'll be 2.
Thank you very much. -1, which is 2. And we have one last one. Let's see what Itumeleng has to say. Itumeleng?
Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
So we're going to say 3 times 2, which is going to be 6. So 6 minus 1 is going to be 5.
Beautiful. Okay, we are done with our inputs. Okay, we have -7, -4, -1, 2, and 5. Now I need coordinates. Write me all my coordinates, guys, in a list in the chat. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coordinates. Okay, is Nkoka gonna help me? Nkoka?
Hello, Miss.
Hello.
Hello, Miss.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes.
So, -2 is -7.
Okay, tell me how to write it again.
-2, okay, bracket -2. And then the semicolon, -7. And then close bracket.
That's true. Thank you very much. So my first coordinate, -2, semicolon, -7. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Let's see. I see.
And then
oh, you want to do the rest of them? Let's do it. Let's do it.
-1 is to -4. And then 0 is 0 is to -1. And 1 is to 2.
and 2 is to 5.
Beautiful, Ugoka.
Thank you,
must
miss.
talk to me more often. Raise your hand more often. I love it.
Okay, miss.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, guys. There we have our points. Now we have to plot them. Okay, let me fill in that this is my x-axis and this is my y-axis, just to remind myself. First, I'll say is -2 is to -7. So tell me, is the -2, am I going to look for the -2 on the x or the y-axis? Am I going to look for -2 on the x or the y-axis? Thank you, Jason. So on my x-axis, it's going to be -1, -2. So here's another thing, guys. All the numbers might not necessarily be filled in, but you have to count. If that's 5 and there is 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces in between, that means that has to be -1, -2, -3, -4. You get what I mean, right? So not necessarily all the numbers will be filled in. You have to fill them in, okay? Or you just have to know where they are. If you don't fill them in, it's not a train smash, as long as you plot your points at the correct spot. So -2 on my x-axis is over there, and it meets with -7, which is all the way down here, and there is point number 1. Okay, -1 meets with -4, which is just above -5. 0 meets with -1. Okay. 1 meets with 1, 2. And 2 meets with 5. Do we see that this is an exact straight line? I might have drawn my dots terribly, but I promise you this is an exact linear or straight line. And since I don't have a ruler, you guys are just gonna have to use your imagination and pretend what I'm drawing here is, nope, never mind. That was horrible. Even for your imagination, it's too abusive. Whew, that's the best I can do, guys. That's the best I can do. Okay. Yes, they're all linear. Okay, for now, all we're doing is linear. All right. Tibeleng is asking for a screenshot. Let me do that right now with you. And we still have time to do more, which is what I love. Let me do this. Take screenshots as I take questions. Do we have any questions? There we go. There's my whole question with the formula, equation, table, and graph. Okay, I saw a hand go up. I'm guessing those are questions. Nape?
Hi, ma'am. I'm asking to, you see over there, they said y is equals to 3 in brackets 2y. After they said -1 is equals to 6 minus 1. Where does those numbers come from?
Which numbers? We got the formula over here. Do you see the formulas over here?
Yes.
So then we're substituting the numbers on the table. So then wherever you see an x, you're going to put in -2, which is what we did, right? So it's going to be -3 times -2, no, +3, excuse me, it's +3 times -2 minus 1. So a positive and a negative, when you multiply them, what does it give you?
Positive, a negative, sorry.
A negative, what's 3 times 2?
3 times 2 at 6.
6 minus 1, do you see where we got it?
Yeah. Okay, I'm starting to get it.
You just subtract these two.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, any more questions? I see you guys asking for a brain break. I don't think I'm waiting for a brain break. Are we supposed to extend the lines or leave the lines exacting by the points? As long as we can see the shape of your graph, we will not fuss about how long your line is. You can do this because it keeps going on forever and ever. So you can draw arrows on both sides of your lines to show that the line will keep going forever and ever and ever. Okay, that was a brilliant question, wherever that was. Gabby, do you have a question?
Yes, ma'am, I do have a question, ma'am. Like with the 0 to -1 on the y-axis and the x-axis and the y-axis, do we like make the point just one dot, right? No two dots or anything?
Yes, it's just one dot. So you draw the dot where those meet.
Oh,
So
okay.
you check -2 on the x, -7 on the y, and then you go until they meet somewhere, and that's where your dot goes.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Mila, do you have a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's hear.
So I want to ask if does it always has to be linear graphs only? Like if the graph isn't straight. So yeah.
What do you mean? Do you if your x doesn't have an exponent, if it's just x plus 2 or 3x minus
Like
1 or 4x negative 4x plus 2, then it will always be a straight line. It will always be. Hello?
Okay.
You get it?
Yes, I get it, ma'am.
There we go. Okay, Nkoka, do you have a question or is your hand just up? Were you answering the last time or do you have a question? Okay, it's very silent. Okay, I'm gonna go to brain break. It's a very short one today. I'm very sorry, guys. Okay, would you rather have a time machine or be able to teleport? Let's hear what we have to say. Here's our first question. Would you rather have a time machine or be able to teleport? Kagelo, I'm hearing Kagelo's voice for the first time today. Yes, Kagelo.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
I would rather have a teleporter.
Where do you want to go?
Ma'am, I want to go places.
Imagine at break during break at school and you just like go eat lunch in Paris. Ooh, I would love it. I would definitely love that. Hello. Okay, language in the chat, guys. Please, no vulgar language. People who said time machine. I'm very curious to know why. Palisa, what did you choose?
Ma'am, I chose time machine.
Mm-hmm.
Ma'am,
why? Where you wanna go?
Ma'am, we don't wanna grow up, ma'am. I wanna stay as a child.
Oh my goodness. Okay, that's actually a very good reason for a time machine. I never thought about that. Malokwe, let's not talk about that, please. Okay. Imagine, someone, did you think about that? Actually.
No, I didn't, but I would love to be a kid forever.
That's what
It's
I'm
the best.
saying. Like, that was such a brilliant answer. I never thought about that. I never thought about it. I would actually do the same so I can stay young because.
No stress for text, ma'am.
Because growing up businesses. It's a load. Okay, let's see. Would you rather have a pause or a rewind button in your life? Chloe.
Ma'am, I think I would rather have a pause button because imagine you in an argument and you just don't want to hear what the person is saying. You can just go pause.
I would also rather have a pause button, honestly. That's what I chose. Let's hear what Anaya has to say. Anaya? Or is it Anya? Hello? Nope. There we go.
I'd rather have a rewind button in case someone gets
Rewind. Why?
If someone were to get into an argument with me, I'll have a great comeback.
Oh my goodness. So you wanna rewind before it happens and go decide what you wanna say and then be like, okay, I'm ready. So when it happens, you're like, papa. Wow. Okay. I see. You guys actually have like strategic answers that I never thought about. Rabetsi?
Rewind button.
Rewind. Why do you want to rewind?
Because sometimes you might say something that you're not sure about. So the time you say it, then okay, it makes you get in trouble. Then you rewind, then you're gonna say it, but in a good way.
I see. I see. Okay, Rabbit, so that's a good answer. Okay, the last one. Would you rather have a mullet for a year or be bald or have no hair for 6 months? Mullet for a year or bald for 6 months? Fatima.
Ma'am, I'd rather be bald.
You don't like a mullet? Oh my goodness, mullets
I
are
don't
terrible,
like them,
guys.
ma'am.
You see them.
Like,
It's like there's a
I would rather
bird on
be
your head
bald.
like there, and then they shave your
It just looks
sides.
weird, ma'am.
Very long. Yeah, it looks very strange. I don't want to lie. It looks very, very strange. I don't think I don't think I
Do
would
a
take a
mullet.
mullet either. Let's hear Angeline. Angeline? I would never get a mullet, guys. Like, I would never. Angeline, what would you do? Okay, it's fine. Let's hear what Sia has to say, and then we're continuing.
Ma'am, I'd rather be bald.
Same. Mullets are terrible, guys.
Yes, they
Mullets
are.
absolutely terrible. They look scary. Woo! Your head will be freezing, says
I'm okay with that. I can deal with that for 6 months, but I don't wanna go a whole year with a mullet.
Wow.
No.
That's hectic. But anyway, thanks, Sia. Let's continue with our lesson. Okay. Ropafat or mullet is a hairstyle where like they cut you, like you have a very short like fringe here, like on top here is like a bird, like a waterfall thing. And then they shave your sides completely. And then at the back, you keep the long hair. That's a mullet. That's what it looks like. So good luck. Good luck, all those people who chose a mullet. But yeah, okay. Now, guys, we're going to work backwards. We're going to go from having a graph, finding the points, and then finding the equation of the graph. And I don't like that first one. It's too easy for us. Let's do this one. Let's do this one. I'm going to go ahead and delete this to make more space. Okay. So we're going to work backwards now. All right. I hope everyone is done with the mullets and the everythings and we're listening. So I'm gonna need you guys to tell me the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points that I have on this graph right now. You guys are gonna have to tell me what the X and Y coordinates are. We're gonna write it down in our table and use those to find the equation of the graph. Are we with me? Okay. Oh, I saw something very long. Does your graph have to be equal like the numbers of X, Y axis? For example, if the X axis is just positive numbers, does the negative side, no, it doesn't have to be equal, isn't it? I'm not sure if I understand what you're asking. I just saw, you just have to look at the points you have, okay, and adjust your axis according to those. For instance, in the previous graph that we did, the first one, we didn't have negative y values. So you don't have to draw the negative parts of the axis, okay? You just draw what you need and you measure out what you just need to make sure your Cartesian plane has enough space for all the points that you have given, okay? You can start wherever. Do you want me to rename these points? Maybe I should name the points. Maybe it'll make it easier for everyone. This is point A, B, C, D, and E. Okay, let's hear. So if you want to answer, you must tell me which point you're answering. Palesa?
So, ma'am, I'm going to start with A. So it's negative 2 is to negative 8 is to negative 2.
Okay, so the coordinates will be negative 8 is to negative 2.
Negative
So
2.
then my X is what? How much is my X?
Your x is -8.
My x.
It's 8.
How much is my x? Look carefully. X comes first in coordinates. There we go. -8. And your y is?
-2.
Hello? -2. Okay, let's hear the next one, Tammy.
Ma'am, for B, it's -4 as to -1.
Okay, for B is -4 and -1. So then my x is what?
-4.
-4 and my y is?
-1.
What is happening out now? Don't know what's going on. Let's see. Kamogelo.
Hi, ma'am.
Kamogelo.
Ma'am,
There
I'd
we
like to do
go.
D.
Let's hear. Okay.
D. The coordinates are 4 semicolon 1.
And 4 and 1. Thank you. So then my x is 4 and my y is 1. Okay, let's hear who's next. Gabby.
Ma'am, I would like to do C.
C. Okay, thank you. What's my coordinate for C?
I think the coordinates would be 0, x 0 to 0.
Thank you very much. So my x is 0 and my y is 0. Then we have a last one left. Let's hear if Nosipo wants to do it for me. Nosipo. Oh. Nosipo, do you want to do the
Hi,
last
ma'am.
one? Here we go.
So 8 will be our x, and 2 is it 2? I can't see. 2 will be our y.
Beautiful.
If
Thank you very
it's
much.
2.
Thank you very much, Nasipo. Now, guys, we're going to have to find the equation of this graph. We do the same thing. We start with our constant difference. So we're adding 1, adding 1, adding 1. So this is our multiplier, right? So we have 1x is equal to y. We need to figure out what goes between 1x and y, and we do that by trial and error. Do you remember that? So let's do the input of, I'm going to choose -4. So if you say 1 times -4, and we want an output of -1, then how much do we have to add? 1 times -4 is going to give us -4, but how much do we have to add to get the output that we actually want, which is -1? What goes on there? Let's see. Anybody in the chat? -1, not positive. There we go. Yo, everyone else, come on, there's 125 of you in here. Let's participate. Chief says -1, no. Come on, guys, we need to practice our integers. 1 times -4 is -4. But I want to get to -1. So what do I need to add? What do I need to add? Palisa, we did this in the last lesson as well, and the one before that, I think. We are doing number patterns, basically. We're finding equations of the graph. Okay, I started with finding our constant difference, which is 1, because going from -2 to -1, you add 1, -1 to 0, you add 1, and so on and so on. Okay, so that difference becomes our multiplier, meaning you're going to multiply it by your input. That's why I said 1x, because that's 1 times x, okay? But now we want to know, what do we add or subtract to get to the output that we want? So I am doing a trial and error using this coordinate over here, okay? I'm using an input of negative 4. I said 1 to negative 4, but the output I want is, according to the table, negative 1. So now I'm asking you, what do we need to add or subtract to negative 4 to get to negative 1? That is correct, people. We add 3. Therefore, the formula is actually supposed to be y is equal to 1 times x, or just x, plus 3. And now let's test it. Okay, let's test it with different inputs and outputs. Okay. Plus 1, plus 1. Yes. No, something went wrong. Someone, do you see where I went wrong? I did something wrong. Oh, they're not right next to each other. That's what I did wrong. Guys, remember, this only works if the points are right next to each other. So we would have to have a point at 1, 2, 3, 4, but these are not next to each other. Look here, we have a point at 0, and then there's suddenly a point at 4, and then there's suddenly a point at 8. Do we see that? Yes, Tammy?
Ma'am, I found the rule.
You found the rule?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's hear what it is.
Ma'am, y is equals to x divided by 4.
X divided by 4. And that would be correct. How did you find it? By observation.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so Tammy has told us that it's y is equal to x divided by 4. Let's test it with negative 4 divided by 4, which is negative 1, correct? Okay, y equals negative 4, no, negative, let me try something else. 8 divided by 4, which is 2, and that is correct, Tammy. Beautiful. Very beautiful. Okay, so Tammy has managed to get our rule. What I was doing only works if you have, yes, Sia, you need to watch the previous lessons. Okay, we have done this over and over and over and over, trust me. Okay, the only reason my formula didn't work is because these are not consecutive points. Remember, this formula works when you have, let's say, the point of negative 1, 0, and 1, and 2. But in this case, what do we have? We have a negative 8, negative 4. So we've skipped 4 points. We've skipped 4 points. We've skipped 4 points. That's why it doesn't work. So sometimes you just have to find the rule like Tammy did using observation. Okay, that's the end of my lesson.